Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time to do a Project Pan update. I haven't done one of these since the end of May. It's very much laid back compared to like other years that I've done this because really I just don't have like a ton of products that I'm really trying to finish like desperately or anything. And yeah, it's very relaxed. I'm not rolling in tons of stuff, so that's the vibe this year. And yeah, let's just get started. I'm gonna start with the Tarte Party Blush that was in this container. I did have to repress and put it in this container because this one just straight up broke, and that was not feasible. Especially going on trips and stuff. I'm not trying to travel with like a broken blush compact. So I moved it into here. I'll put up a picture of what the blush looked like in May before I repressed it, and then when I repressed it, and now this is what it looks like. So after repressing it, you can definitely see more pan and lots of usage. So this I used 46 times since May, and with the understanding that I do rotate other blushes in because I don't like just want to use this. I have seasonal blushes that I also want to get use out of. So 46 is pretty good usage, but it's not as much as it could be because I do use other blushes. So I'm actually using this today. I actually added a little bit more. I'm starting to get a little bit heavy-handed with my blush because I find that I think I'm putting on a lot of blush and then it turns out I can't really see it sometimes. Maybe it's like when I'm filming, I don't know. In real life, it probably is fine, but when I'm filming, I'm probably gonna add a little bit more. Which is fine. I get more blush usage, so that's fine by me. But yeah, this is coming along. This is a very like neutral, everyday type of blush. So it's great to use all year long. It doesn't come up as much though unless you have like more fair skin, and during the summer my skin does tan, so it's been fun to use brighter blushes alongside of this. So that's where we are with that. It's definitely coming a long way. I'm guessing it could be finished when I make my next update, but I guess it also depends when I make my next update. We'll just see how life rolls. All right, next we have the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Mini Bronzer. So I have the small version of it that I got free one year from Sephora, like birthday present or something. And I had to repress this as well, just because it made it easier to use it, because everything was like towards the outer ring of the product. So I'll show you the picture of what it looked like before I pressed it, after I repressed it, and now. So this is what it looks like now. So there's very little of this left. Yeah, I don't really want to make a next update until this is actually gone, because I'm not going to show you like something like this next time. It's going to be gone, I'm assuming, by the next update. So I used that 76 times since my last update. And really, this is the only bronzer that I use most of the time. Yeah, I have an e.l.f. liquid one that I also use, but I don't use that nearly as much as I use this because I really want to push this out. So got a lot of usage on that, and I'm expecting that to be done. Really like this bronzer a lot. I usually use this in the winter, fall. I feel like in the summer, because I have more of a tan, it maybe isn't as seen or visible, but it actually is. It actually works really well. It's very natural looking. It blends really well. So this actually worked out really well, and it will continue to be used until it's finished. So looking forward to that. Even though it is a really nice bronzer. I have so many other ones I need to like start using and getting progress on. So yep. So let's do an eyeshadow. I did not take a picture of this eyeshadow when I rolled it in, but I wanted to hit pan on the shade Smarty Pants, which is this shade right here. Clearly I didn't hit pan on it, but there is a big dip in there, which you may or may not be able to see. And I used Smarty Pants 55 times since rolling it into this project, but way more before that, because this thing is, I've had this since 2018. So I've used it a lot between 2018 and now, but specifically since when I rolled it in, I used it 55 times. And yeah, that's a dip, but no pan yet. So all I wanted to do was hit pan. And it's a great eyeshadow. I use this in my crease. Sometimes I go all over the lid. I have it on today. And I usually, if I do use it all over my lid, I kind of blend in like a lighter shade just to kind of not make it as dark. I usually do a little bit lighter of a shade on the lid. So that's still in the project. So I've been using this whole entire palette pretty much consistently since February or March. So overall, I've been getting used on all the shadows. It definitely looks used overall, but you know, it's for having it that long, it should look like there's more going on, but that's what happens when you have more than one palette and you switch things out. But yeah, that consistent use literally since February, March. I only have 5 palettes and I can do that now. I feel comfortable like using a palette for that long before I switch it into something else. But yeah, we're still using that eyeshadow and hopefully there will be pan in it the next update. Now we have this Handian body glow highlighter stuff. This is from Amazon and I got this for a wedding maybe over a year ago. And I wanted to make a goal of 5 times usage on this because it's not a product that I really use outside of like formal events. And I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could use it outside of formal events. And I did use it 5 times. Yeah, it did come down a little bit. I used it on my arms, like give my arms a little bit of a glow, and I really like that. And like a little bit on my cheeks once in a while. Nothing crazy because this is pretty pigmented and you see, really nice product. I probably should try to use this more. Maybe next summer I'll be better about that. I don't really use this like this time of year. It's a little glowy and summery, but it's a nice product and it does offer a lot of shine. And now I have a really shiny left hand. So yeah, I didn't really seek this out to use after the 5 times. I kind of put it away. So it's not like a necessity at all in my collection. It's just like a nice product to use during formal events, or maybe even not even during formal events. Like going to the pool once in a while, I throw this on. But my pool's super casual. It's not like we're going to some lounge in LA, like that kind of like a hotel pool vibe. Like no, it's just like literally neighborhood suburban pool. And I'm not trying to look super glowy and crazy at the pool. But it's nice to know that I can use it. So that'll probably be coming out again next summer for something. And then I had some skincare. I had the Innisfree Pore Clearing Mask, and this I wanted to finish, and I finally finished it. I finished this after like 3 to 4 uses, so it's now as empty as I could get it. And I'm so glad, because even though this was a really nice mask, I just had it for way too long, and it was just like sitting there, and I just don't use masks that often. I use them maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, if that. But ever since this ran out, and it ran out close to the last update, I haven't really wanted to mask or felt the need to mask. Like there's times when I'm like, okay, I could maybe use one, but I have a Clarisonic and that kind of, like they're not the same thing. Using a Clarisonic versus this, it's a different way to kind of get rid of dead skin cells in your face, right? There are different delivery systems of doing that, but that has kind of served the purpose of softening my skin and like clearing off dead skin and cleaning my skin really well. That's kind of what this did. This, like I said, worked really well. I liked it. It definitely softened my skin. I guess to an extent decongested my pores, but I didn't really like see very dramatic results with that. It just like felt nice to use and felt nice afterwards. But I don't think I'm going to be repurchasing this anytime soon, or a mask period, because I just don't use masks like that that often. So this is like the mini size. There's a bigger size of this. I can't even imagine how long it would take for me to finish that. So I'm glad I only got the smaller size, but that said, that still took a long time. I don't even remember when I got that. And yeah, not against getting a new mask in the future, but it's like not a priority. So there you go. All right, I'm rolling in 3 products. I didn't have like a specific number that I was trying to adhere to, like have 10 products going at all times. Like I just go by as needed, as I feel, and here we go. So I am pulling in 2 blushes. The first one I'm pulling in is this super old, beyond discontinued blush. This is the Cargo Blu-ray High Definition Makeup blush / highlighter, and this has broken a while ago. This is the shade. It doesn't even tell you the shade on the back of this, which is really weird, but yeah, I think there's like probably 2 or 3 shades. This is super flattering. Not something I pull out in the fall or winter to use, but I kind of want to see if this is something I want to declutter. This was one of those blushes that has always been like a favorite for me. for years and years, and now I'm kind of not sure if it's actually one that I really love as much as I thought I did anymore. But that's why we're putting it into the project. It's almost like a potential final goodbye. Maybe not, but could be, because I'm trying to, lower my blush collection a little bit. So I'm going to use this just 5 times. I have a lot of fall blushes I would rather be using right now. This is just a kind of temperature check. Do I still like this? Are we ready to part with it? We'll see. But it is one of my favorites. It's very ballerina pink, like very subtle looking, but definitely you can tell it definitely does something for your complexion, or it did. I don't know. I think it still does. I don't think you'll be able to see it. Again, I have a little bit of a tan, probably doesn't show up, but it's pretty. So just 5 times, just 5 times. And then the other blush I'm rolling in is the NARS Orgasm, the classic NARS Orgasm. And this is really old. No pan or anything. Not gonna try to get pan this time, but I'm gonna use this 5 times as well. Same thing. Potential final goodbye. It's just starting to smell weird, and for some people they'd be like, it might be the deal breaker. And usually smell is a deal breaker for me, but when it comes to powder products, I like to hold out a little longer. So we'll see. 5 times. It might be time to say goodbye. I feel a little bit less attached to some things in my collection now, so we'll use it 5 times. I think it looked nice enough and whatever, but I didn't think it was like this holy grail blush that everybody made it out to be. Pretty, but not that deep, like seriously. So it might be time to let it go, but 5 times. We'll see how we feel after that, and it might just go back to living in my blush collection, or we might say goodbye. And the final product that I'm rolling in is MAC Pearl. This is a cream base, I think it's called, or was called back when they were selling it. I don't even know if they still sell it, but I always use that as a highlighter. It is a really nice product, and it hasn't gone off yet, despite being, again, very, very old, because most of my makeup is. It is just so pretty. I had this in a project a few years ago. I did a project with Jen from Project Beauty. It was like the MAC project pan, and got a lot of use out of it then. It is very subtle. It looks almost like yellowish in the pan, but it looks like this. It's definitely more neutral looking than it comes off here, I guess. And I have it on today. Very, very subtle, clearly. And I am excited because I think I can finish this. Famous last words, right? No, but I do think I can get pretty good usage on this. I do want to finish this ultimately in this project. I'm not going to finish it this year. I'm not claiming that, but I want to finish it at some point between now and next year, maybe. And I like that this is multi-use. Predominantly, I use it here, but I use it, under my eyebrows here, and like maybe even dab it onto my lids, which is like something I haven't really done too much, but I'm looking forward to trying that or doing that more. And maybe like put inner quarter. I find that this is very versatile, and I've always loved this, and I just haven't really used it much over the past year, 2 years, something like that. I just want to get the most usage out of it as I can, because it is a beautiful product. So those are my products in my project pan. I don't know when I'm updating again. It could be like the end of October, beginning of November, when I finish something and get really good progress. I'm really excited for these products. I can't wait to see how far we get next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you can. It does help my channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.